Hello, greetings friends. Mari Smith here coming to you from lovely sunny San Diego. In today's broadcast, I would like to go over some very important Facebook video ranking updates. There's 3 of them. They're not brand new, but what is brand new as of about 48 hours ago, 2 days ago, Facebook is emphasizing these 3 important video ranking algorithm signals. So I'm going to talk about that, and then I'm also going to go through Social Media Examiner's 11th annual 2019 Social Media Marketing Industry Report. I'm going to specifically pull out some video and Facebook insights for marketers. Now then, if you are joining us now, I thank you so much for tuning in. It's always a joy to be with you. Pop up my comments in there. Yay! Hi friends, good to see you here. This is actually brought to you, this broadcast is brought to you in partnership with my really good friends over at AgoraPulse. Now, how many of you here are using a social media management tool for yourself or for your clients? If you're an agency, you might use Hootsuite or Buffer or MeetEdgar or Post Planner. There's so many great ones out there, and I have used many of them in the 12 years that I've been in the social media marketing industry, and I have decided to go all in on AgoraPulse because I love that everything is under one roof. And so you can actually schedule content to all of your social channels. And in addition, what makes it so magical is that you can also listen and engage. You can manage all of your community, direct inboxes and posts and tweets and replies and Facebook and Instagram and LinkedIn, the whole works. So it's really, really awesome. And great. Okay, yeah, I'm seeing some others here. Thank you so much, friends. Some other good ones there. Yeah, so I'll get into the Facebook video ranking algorithms in just one second. I do want to point out, I'm going to share my screen right here, and I'll make sure that you guys have the link to this. I have this very, very special offer from our friends at AgoraPulse. You can get a 14-day free trial, but then you can also get 20% off any monthly plan for your first full year, and that's the little code right there, MariSave20. Okay. MariSave20. And so then if you want a little sneak peek at my own AgoraPulse, this is, let's see, here's my tweets for the week. You can look at them a week at a glance, or and specifically chronologically like that is scheduled. You can do the listening, as I mentioned. You can look at your inbox. Same with Facebook. Same with Instagram. You can even schedule videos over to Instagram and LinkedIn, and then you can also do a magic feature called queues, which I really like here, publishing queues. You can set up specific times, and then you just add your content in to those queues. So I'll come back to that in a little bit. Any questions at all, and any features that you specifically like to use inside of your social media management platform, let me know. I just love the team over there at AgoraPulse. I've known the founder, Emmerich, for many, many years. Wonderful, wonderful team. So without further ado, and we'll come back to that in a moment, but let's dive into today's topic, and that is Facebook video ranking updates. OMG, this came out just this week. A couple of days ago, Facebook published an announcement on their site right here. Updates to video ranking. So that always gets our attention, right, friends? As marketers, we're like, uh-oh, what's Facebook up to now? We need to know. So this is what they're up to. Actually, I've put Zuck in here. I've included this in many of my keynotes, but I want to remind us all that Facebook's mission around video is not the same as YouTube's. Facebook has a separate mission statement for video, and that is to create shared experiences and a sense of belonging through video. Facebook really wants to emphasize that engagement component of video. Live is a great way to do that. Watch parties is a great way to do that. Feel free to host a watch party with this video here, either right now or after the fact if you're tuning in, and you just hit that button for watch party. Facebook's made it really, really easy and you can host a watch party. It's just like kind of having movie night, having some friends over to your house and showing a movie, getting Netflix out, get some popcorn out, and it's really creating, as Facebook says there, that sense of belonging, that sense of community. Maybe you've played Confetti, their kind of game show that is only on mobile, and you can actually do live interacting and playing that game. I don't know if people that play Confetti, excuse me, have a real strong sense of belonging through playing that game, but maybe they do. Heck, maybe they do. But my point is that Facebook's really emphasizing these features, specifically around live, of course, that spark that engagement. And we've known this for a little while now, right? But the change that's come about just as of 2 days ago is that how it's ranking video. They absolutely want to focus on original content. That is the key word right there. And they're going to demote repurposed content. So as many of you might be a little concerned and thinking, well, gosh, Mari, what exactly does that mean? Let me just enlarge my video just a teeny bit there. What does that mean? What does repurpose mean? Could you repurpose your own? I was just leading a session for my inner circle group, and we were talking about that. How does this new change impact repurposing your own content? That is totally fine. Facebook wants you to use your content. Here's what Facebook is really strengthening these algorithm signals for. It's to get away from pages that have created compilations of video content that is scraped from other sources, specifically YouTube, right? YouTube to Facebook is the enemy. They are the biggest competitor when it comes to video. And so it's not a good practice to take videos that other people have made specifically on YouTube, download them, scrape them, take little clips, little seconds, and just slap up a little watermark, giving credit to that original creator, and then putting out the compilation on Facebook. That's what Facebook wants to dramatically diminish on the platform. They want us to focus on original content. Certainly doing your Facebook Lives is a wonderful way to do original. You can't get that much more original than doing a live, right? So that's the main one, is original. So their video focus, they want to help these 3 types of people, as I have on your screen here. Video creators, that's all of us here, we're creators. Everybody's a content creator. So whether you're picking your phone up and you're doing a story or a Facebook Live or a Instagram Live, or you're using an app, a great tool like Wave.video, you're using stock content, all of us are creating videos. And media companies and users. So that Facebook's trying to satisfy these 3 categories of people. Let's go into each one a little bit deeper using Facebook's wording. They've called it talented. I thought it was a really interesting choice of word, right? Talented video creators. They want to be able to help these talented video creators to find their audience and build profitable video businesses on Facebook. Now, I do find Facebook's choice of wording always very eye-opening, very interesting. I pay close attention to the semantics, right? The verbiage that Facebook chooses. They're really on a mission now to begin ramping up the monetization of video. And in order to do that, Facebook needs us as content creators to create longer content, that's 3 minutes or more, to be able to have the ads, the ad breaks, which are 5 to 15 seconds, inserted into that long form video. And eventually for us to be able to monetize, for Facebook to monetize, but also us content creators to monetize. So Facebook's just saying they're putting us top, they're putting us first. They want us to be able to make profits from our videos. And then, of course, they're paying homage here to the media companies. And I thought it was really interesting, again, Facebook's wording, whether large, small, global, or local. Facebook wants to continue helping media companies with their invaluable work. But again, Facebook's wording, watch this 3rd bullet. And above all, Facebook wants to help people on Facebook discover great videos and build relationships with the creators and publishers that matter to them. Of course, Facebook has to make sure that users are happy, the users are satisfied, and that they keep coming back time and time again to Facebook for consuming content. Now, for the longest time, YouTube has been more of a lean back experience, right? That you go and you search. I don't know about you, but if you're looking for any kind of how-to instructional video, you are going to go to YouTube first, and you're going to type in, or to Google, right? Because Google owns YouTube, and YouTube videos come up on page 1, and you're going to type how to bake the perfect chocolate cake, how to tie a bow tie, how to play the piano, whatever it might be, how to tap dance. You're going to look on YouTube. You're not going to go on Facebook. You're not going to look for how-to videos like that on Facebook. So Facebook's hoping that it's more about discovering video content that speaks to us, that resonates with us because we're all users as well, and that we have this community, we have this sense of belonging, that the pages that are putting video content forward and doing lives also have companion groups that you can join their groups and go deeper with the discussion, just like Red Table Talk, right? So these 3 Facebook video ranking factors, what exactly are they? What do they mean to you? How can you embrace them? How can you make sure that your videos are optimized and never penalized in the feed? So it's loyalty and intent, video and viewing duration, and originality. Now, keeping in mind that those 3 factors are not new. Facebook brought them out like last year and even the year before. But what they are doing, what's brand new as of a couple of days ago, is Facebook's now strengthening the influence of these 3 factors among all the other multiple factors that goes into video distribution. Okie dokie, friends. So let's drill down and go into each of these 3. What exactly does loyalty and intent mean? It's actually Facebook giving weight to videos where users are proactively seeking out. They're coming back time and again to watch your video content. Ideally, notice they say week after week. This is Facebook's wording. So what are they emphasizing? Shows, weekly shows. If it's not a show, then at least you're going live regularly. 1 or 2 or 3 times a week would be great. If you have an actual show, that's great too. Doesn't have to be live. Live does get 6 times the engagement than regular video. But if you look at Facebook's, one of their most successful, if not the most successful show on Facebook is Red Table Talk, right? With Will Smith's wife, Jada Pinkett Smith, and their daughter Willow and her mom. You got 3 generations. They're talking about all kinds of hot topics that the masses, I call them, people want to see. People want to tune in and see this. A lot of it's kind of Hollywood gossip, but some of it's not. A lot of it's not. A lot of it's very, very timely and pertinent and difficult conversations that people want to tune in. And it's so well produced, right? And it's funded by Facebook. And they have this companion group. Now, hello. Most of us marketers are not going to be able to come anywhere close to competing with that kind of caliber and quality of having a show like Red Table Talk and having 5 million followers, right? And their companion Facebook group, last I looked, has a 500,000 followers. Yeah, if I just hop over here and do a quick search. So you've got, actually they're closing in on 6 million now. Look at that, almost 6 million followers of Red Table Talk. And then their companion group has Red Table Talk. Is this it here? Yeah, that's the one here. It has it has almost 500,000, so 500,000 members. And they're now promoting a new feature where when you do your video, you're live, it's actually going to encourage you to join the group. So, and if you haven't watched it, whether you're interested or not, you just take a peek just to see what all the fuss is about, what Facebook's like really, wanting us to create videos that are longer, okay? Because if 27 minutes, 23 minutes, so yeah, basically about the length of a television episode, about 20 to 25 minutes. And, this one here that I did watch, 32 million, this set a record, an absolute record. Because you can see, look at the other views, 8.7 million, 3.6 million, 3.6, 5.6, so on and so forth. But look at this runaway, record-breaking, record-setting episode with Jordan Woods, 32 million views. Now, I've mentioned this in a couple of other lives, and I want us to really anchor that point. A video view on Facebook is just 3 seconds. It's 30 seconds on YouTube. On Facebook, it's only 3 seconds to count as a view. But when we look at a show like Red Table Talk, where people are really drawn in, and this is this factor that Facebook wants, they want to favor videos that people are coming back and they're leaning in and they're time and again and they're proactively seeking them out, and week after week, ideally a show if possible. But what's cool about these 32 million views, I guarantee that those are way more than 3 seconds. Okay, I think that episode was, 30 some minutes. 29.58. So out of the 32 million views, heck, what would your guesses be? 20 minutes? 10? Even if it was 5 minutes, that's an incredible captive audience. That's monetizable with ads, right? That's what Facebook's wanting to ultimately do eventually. So proactively seeking out, returning to watch week after week. Number 2, very related, as we were just talking about the viewing duration. Before all this came about, in the last, just the last week to my knowledge, Facebook wanted videos to capture viewers' attention for at least 1 minute, but now they're changing their tune. They're saying they're giving more weight in ranking to videos that are at least 3 minutes long. OMG. Now, and some of my other lives, I've explained my different categories of videos, because the first type of category is a 15-second video. You could make it 5 if you wanted, 5 to 15 seconds. I like to do 15 is the max, because that's going to be the length of a story. If you make it vertical, it's great for story. You could make it landscape. Square is great. Square format does really well on your page or on Instagram, of course. But the 15-second mark is exactly the length, or the max length, to qualify as an ad break. So to go pre-roll or mid-roll in a longer form video. So we need both. We need those short teaser type videos, I call them, where you want to drive traffic maybe to a blog post or to an article or an offer, an opt-in. You have your little 15-second teaser, but then you're going to go a little longer, certainly with your lives and with some of your to camera recorded content like I'm doing today. If you're camera ready anyway, do a live, do a couple of lives, and then go ahead and record some content. Do FAQs, your top 10 most frequently asked questions, video content that you can certainly repurpose and use little clips and put some longer ones together and excerpt out some shorter ones. You can use an app like Wave.video to do that. But the trick here, my friends, is I would recommend, I know we have some YouTube marketers here too, but I would recommend you put your content first on Facebook. Get max mileage out of it on Facebook. Of course, you're doing that if you're doing a live anyway. Then, after the fact, maybe a couple of days later, maybe a week later, you repurpose that video on YouTube. But if you do it the other way around, where you take your original video content, you put it on YouTube first, and then you try to put the same content onto Facebook, you might find it just doesn't perform as well. That's what Facebook's wanting us to do, is to have our original long-form content. And the third factor, originality. Video creators and media companies need to focus on creating original content. Now, there's no better way to do original content than doing to camera live. Nobody can ever copy you, right? Nobody can be you. So original content, that's a powerful way. Another powerful way is certainly to do a compilation using some of your video clips, interspersed with some of your photos, interviews. Also, you can most definitely use stock content. As you know, I'm a evangelist, I'm an ambassador for Wave.video, and they have like over 2 million, last I checked, millions, that's certainly in the millions of royalty-free assets. So that's video clips and images and music. And you can definitely create your own original content still using just stock footage. That what Facebook does not want you to do is to repurpose content from other sources, read YouTube, with limited or immaterial added value, as they say, quote unquote. And they're going to get limited distribution. Again, what they're trying to get away with is those compilation videos that are just scraped from YouTube and often used without even permission. And then specifically, you would know if you're in a sharing scheme, okay? Facebook calls it here a sharing scheme, and you would know. Let me hop over to this update, this blog post, and Facebook has this. In fact, let me just go ahead and drop that link in to make sure you have it. I'll pop it right here in your comments. Facebook's official announcement. I'll pop that right there for you. So they actually say it right here where they say we will demote video content from pages that are involved in sharing schemes. You might think, what the heck is a sharing scheme? Am I even involved in the sharing scheme? Well, you would know because they'll go into it. This came out last year. So how do I know if I'm involved in the sharing scheme? So someone has approached your page to discuss a business proposal. They probably offered you compensation for permissions to use your page for posting content. They've probably done some claims, like claiming that they're Facebook policy compliant. They've maybe referenced celebrities or other pages, or claiming their content's compelling, and they're making you sign an agreement, and then they're going to give you compensation. They might even ask for access to be able to do ads through your page. So that's what's kind of a sharing scheme, if you will. There are also sometimes you might have heard of this term called a content mill. A content mill is just, they present themselves as high quality digital publishers, but they're just repurposed. They're scraping videos, usually from YouTube, and they're just gaming the systems to try to get massive amounts of views on Facebook. And then ultimately, because Facebook is offering monetization for videos on Facebook, and you can imagine if they've got these, content mills and these pages that are just gaming the system, and they're putting all these viral videos out there, and they're somehow managing to monetize them, but it's not even their content. See, no fair. We don't want this. So Facebook's taken a while to really kind of clamp down on this, but I'm really actually glad to see that they are. The bottom line for us, friends, is you're creating original content. It's yourself. If it's yourself on camera, you got nothing to worry about, but you can also use stock footage and creating your own spin, adding text overlay, adding wonderful stickers and cool features that Wave offers you as well. Here's what I recommend you should do. Get your videos to rank higher by definitely creating and sharing original content, original videos. That should just be a no-brainer for most everybody here. Make your videos of 3 minutes or more. This is in addition to making your 15-second teaser videos, which I'm still going to recommend you do. And then you can put a little ad budget behind that, and that is basically your ad break. But now your videos of 3 minutes or more. One of the easiest ways to do that is with the live, as I was saying, but then maybe also some recorded. And ideally, videos that inspire viewers to watch to the end. So they're saying 3 minutes or more. Well, again, if we go back and use Red Table Talk as an example, it has a whole arc to it. It's really, we're basically all having to become, movie producers now, storytellers, and having the beginning, middle, and end, and having people drawn in emotionally, and all my videos are educational. I provide educational content. And don't necessarily have the story arc aspect of it. Hit the right button there, Mari. And so 3 minutes or more, optimize for search. That is where you're putting clear titles, descriptions, and tags. Now, you can't even publish a video on Facebook without the title. When you go to upload a video, Facebook actually won't even publish it if you try to publish it without a title. So you definitely need the title. Description for sure, lots of keywords in there. Remember, pages are public, highly search engine optimized even for Google. And then tags, you can put up to 8 tags in there. I recommend that you do that for all your videos. Then here's the magic key here, inspire meaningful engagement. Well, Facebook's been saying that. Zuckerberg, ever since he announced that in January 2018, he wanted to focus in on it and give priority treatment and rank higher to videos that are just content in general, but videos that spark meaningful social interaction. And I've been putting this in many of my keynotes, that the #1 publisher on Facebook is Fox News. I think the Daily Mail UK might have overtaken them just in the month of March, but it's interesting how this meaningful social interaction ended up having a lot of news items and a lot of controversy, and so now I think Facebook's going, maybe we better tweak our algorithms to make sure that engagement isn't at the detriment of people's well-being, right? That it actually enhances our well-being and improves that feeling of positivity so that people feel good about coming back to Facebook and interacting. So, this was a great screenshot. I'm going to get more into that engagement piece, and I've got some more engagement tips for you. But this is a little screenshot, hat tip to our good friend Lisa Monks in the land down under in Australia there. And this is a screenshot that she came across not that long ago when she went to upload a video, and this huge big blue notification from Facebook saying, wait, whoa, before you publish, make sure your video is set up for success. And they're saying right there, point blank, 3 minutes long, videos at least this long get shown to more people. Wowie zowie. And then the video description, the tags, and so on. So you definitely want to add all that in. So I thought that was really interesting. And then back to the engagement piece. So Facebook's saying they prioritize content that sparks conversations and meaningful interactions between real people. And I think it's funny, between real people. I guess they mean as opposed to pages? I mean, as opposed to fake people? As opposed to fake accounts? I mean, what? What do you mean real people, Facebook? Well, they say to do this, we increase distribution for videos that inspire friend-to-friend or person-to-person interactions. This is like the holy grail right here, and it's not that easy to accomplish because mostly when you do a video, or especially when you're doing a live, your audience, like we're doing right here, right now, your audience will be asking you questions and interacting with you, and so that's fine, and you want that, but at the same time, you also want to have dialogue back and forth among the folks in the broadcast or in the comments. See here, Lisa's here. Hi, Lisa. She's in the house. Yeah, Anne Merritt. What a pretty name. Could you please give some estimate on what is good engagement rate in lives and videos? Well, I'm going to give you the answer of the great it depends, because it's going to depend on how many fans you have, what your previous results were, what your goals are. Like, let's say in general that you get 50 viewers on your live, and out of those 50 viewers, half of them are making a minimum of one comment each. And then the next time you go to do a live, you get 100 viewers and they're making 2 comments each. Obviously that's a much better result, right? So I can't set like a benchmark for you. That's going to be based on your own previous results. You can only really kind of compare to your own past results and your own desired goals. But keep in mind, I'm glad that you're bringing up lives here, because lives do tend to get 6 times the engagement, just because there's like that, when you see something or someone is live right now, you're like, oh gosh, I have a second, I'm going to tune in right now, because if I don't catch it now, the likelihood of me going back to catch the replay is, I might not get around to it. But at the same time, then you've got other folks who during the day right now, it's 2:05 p.m. Pacific time on a Wednesday, and people are at work and they're not looking at their phones or their Facebooks or their desktops. They're busy working. This is me busy working. And so they might surf Facebook in the evening. And because this video has gone live for more than 3 minutes, it's gotten good engagement, we're interacting with one another, then it's a good chance it will show up, continue to show up in the news feed, for the next day or so as other folks are coming on. And I think Pam's bringing up a good point here too. Do you need to go back afterwards and reply to each of the comments? I think it's a really good practice. It's not always like logistically feasible even, like ideally, depending on the size of your page and the number of comments you get, the amount of engagement, then you might want to have a team, to have some folks in there to help you with that. And that's where, again, shout out to AgoraPulse. That is a really, really great tool to be able to just manage that engagement, and especially for larger teams, that you can assign each other comments and posts. You can mark when they've been handled or gone to private message, those kinds of things. Yeah. Yeah, very good. Good. Okay, I'm going to get back to some more of your comments here. And Virginia, you know what's funny, Virginia? I actually agree with you. She says it can get confusing during the broadcast if people are having side conversations. So when you're on your phone, because most people watch on their phone, I know if you're watching on your desktop right now, it's a little bit different. But when you're watching on your phone, you just swipe. You swipe and you can go into what's called broadcast mode, and you can even tip it. Like obviously I'm broadcasting landscape right now. So if you tip your phone and then you swipe, I think it's pretty sure it's to the right, swipe right, then the comments disappear and you have this nice clean experience of just watching the broadcast. And you can always catch the comments later. But I know what you mean. It just depends on the content. It depends on, what kind of a state you're in right now, and if you especially wanting to focus in and listen and take notes or something like that. But I know what you mean. It can sometimes get a little distracting, but at the same time, that's what Facebook wants. Yeah, that's right. And Ed's a great commenter. Ed's a top fan. I will say the magic happens in the comments. You are right, my friend. Okay, back over to my slides. I got a little bit more content for you. So that's what they're wanting, to increase that friend-to-friend or person-to-person interactions. And then shares, because I was having this conversation the other day on one of my lives. We were discussing back and forth whether Facebook's algorithms prefers shares, like if shares is going to get you more reach or is comments going to get you more reach. And Facebook actually says right here, increased distribution of videos that are shared. And shares, this is quote unquote from Facebook, shares remain one of Facebook's most powerful tools for organic distribution. So I think, again, for me, like the holy grail is if you have a video, it might be live, it could be a premiere, it could be a beautifully produced show or piece of video content that's original that you've created, and that it's airing as a premiere or it's just published as a regular video. It's getting some good comments and it's getting some good shares. And then also you want to go back and add some ad budget, a little bit of ad budget, add your call to action button, maybe, using my Mari method, waiting about 24 hours or up to 24 hours and putting some ad budget on that. And then you'll get even more organic reach. When you pay Facebook for ads, you get more organic reach. How bizarre is that? But you look at a show like Red Table Talk, and that is not live. None of those are live. They're not live broadcasts. They're not live distributed. I'm pretty sure that I don't tune into them live. I've watched a couple of them, but they're beautifully produced and edited, and then it's published. And I'm pretty sure they drop them at the same time. It's like Mondays at 9 or something like that, but they basically are all putting them in there at the same time. Jay Shetty is another fun one to watch. I really enjoy some of his content is amazing. It's extraordinary. 21 million followers. That's unbelievable. Oh my goodness, 21 million. Love it. So he's a good one to follow, and just in terms of like seeing what kind of content he puts out. That's his page right there, but you can see him and his show page with all of his great videos. So you want to publish videos that you wrote. This is again from Facebook directly, that you wrote, you shot, you edited, you published yourself, or with the support of a production partner. Again, looking at Facebook's wording, their semantics. Who here has a production partner? Oh my gosh. Okay. You can see where Facebook's going. It's like they want it to be that television quality, professionally produced, but, gosh, that's why I just always recommend, if you can, for doing your lives, you want to have a good camera with the depth of field, the DSLR camera, using a professional Facebook Live broadcasting platform. I'm using Ecamm today. Good lighting, good microphone, and that way, you can keep up, if you will, with the kind of television studio quality broadcasts out there. I'm going to put this in here for those of you who don't have it yet. marismith.com video kit. So that has all my gear and everything that I use. It's marismith.com/video kit. Okay, support production partner. And then make sure your page is participating as much as possible in the creation. Again, you can see what Facebook's saying. Don't use a bunch of scraped videos from YouTube and create these viral memes and think we're going to pay you for monetizing your page, right? And they even say use footage that can't be found elsewhere on Facebook. So that's again, you know, for those of you using like stock footage, you think, oh my gosh, what about stock? But here's the thing, with millions and millions of stock footage out there, nobody's going to put it together like you, in your way, in your unique way, with your text overlay, your message, intersperse it if you want with a little bit of photos and videos, clips from yourself, and create your own unique piece of content using stock images, stock footage as well. I mean, you'll be just fine there, just fine. Valuable editing, that means basically you're increasing its value through creative editing, voiceover, or commentary. So they're not completely saying don't use other people's content, OPC, right? But you can use it from other sources so long as it's significantly enhanced. But if you just stitch together clips or you add a watermark, it doesn't qualify as meaningful enhancement, and that will be demoted. All right, with that, switch gears real quick, and I'm going to talk about the Social Media Examiner's 11th Annual Social Media Marketing Industry Report. And we're going to focus specifically, there's so much great content in here, but because of today's topic, I'm going to specifically focus in on video and Facebook marketing. I see a couple of quick comments here though I wanted to just address. Pam says it's made her day. Mike, hiya. Oh yeah, that's a good question. Do you think this emphasis on unique content will have an impact on cross-posting? No. But I will put a little caveat in there, because like earlier when I was talking about those quote sharing schemes, I'm sure that in Facebook's always playing this cat and mouse and trying to keep up with, you know, scammy types of pages that are trying to game the system and make money out of Facebook ads or however they're trying to make money, and just get money from other people paying them to distribute their content, versus verified, blue check verified, bona fide pages that have good reputations, that have good reviews, high quality content that's engaged with that meaningful friend to friend and people to people interaction. You know, I wouldn't be surprised if Facebook even has some kind of an algorithm signal where they're like, you know, they know by now, oh, Mari Smith's going live. Okay, her content, we've never had any problems with it. And she's cross-posting over on AgoraPulse, totally fine, you know, or whatever the case might be. Jason, I would not want that job, but I wouldn't mind being a little bit closer to Zuck. Well, I'll give him some advice. I love Sheryl Sandberg and the whole team at Facebook. They're doing the best they can. And they've sure created some challenges for themselves, right? Move fast and break things. I think they broke a few too many things, and now it's a massive cleanup strategy. That's why Zuck is saying the future is private. The future is private, so says Zuck. All right, let's take a look at some of these facts and stats that pertain to today's topic of video and Facebook marketing. And our good friends over here at Social Media Examiner, shout out to my longtime friend Mike Stelzner. Love these reports, always so insightful. This is actually gleaned from 4,800 interviews, 4,800. And let me grab the URL for this, and I'll pop that right there for you. You guys can grab that later, not the second. Don't run away right now, but in a moment. Social Media Marketing Industry Report. Should have had this typed out already, but not to worry. Oops, typo. There you go. And yes, I see a quick comment from Christian. He's asking, how can we view your slides after the show? I will make them available to you, Christian, and everybody, no problem at all. I'll link you up and give you some, I'll give you those slides. Alrighty? So you can go ahead and grab that. I just give you the link for this, and it's totally free, a free download until May 31st that Mike has here. You can download it right here. He doesn't seem to have it on opt-in, or you can just read it right inside of Scribd. But I'm going to show you some highlights. So I thought it was fascinating. Engagement is the top question. Here we are talking about engagement. It's one of the top factors, if not the top factor, in getting better reach and results from your content on Facebook. So including video, not just video. So we'll hop over here and we're going to navigate down to page 6. And then I'm actually going to zoom in so you can see that nice and big. There we go. Top questions. Remember, this is a survey of 4,800 marketers by Social Media Examiner just the other month. Top questions faced by social media marketers. And look at this, friends. 95% of those that responded want to know, what are the best ways to engage my audience? That's amazing. Number 3, look at that. What are the best ways to improve my organic reach? That's at 91%. That's pretty close. Pretty close. And then right actually down there, the number, whatever number that is, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. What are the best ways to create video? Yeah, he's got it right down there. So this was really interesting. For the first time ever, achieving better engagement is the top question marketers want answered, which I think is awesome. I think that's a sign of the times. I think that this is like a sea change. The Titanic is finally changing, friends, because here we are, 12, 15 years into the world of social media, the industry of social media, and there's still brands and marketers out there that are attempting to do old school push marketing instead of embracing conversational marketing and relationship marketing and getting to know and like and trust and building that community and leaning into conversations and all content that I addressed in my book that came out so long ago now, 8 years ago. The New Relationship Marketing. I'm long overdue a new book, but this one I specifically wrote to be evergreen. How to build a large, loyal, profitable network using the social web. So that's what it's all about, friends, is engaging your audience. And I love this. This is now the number one question that marketers want answered. And one way certainly is to do what we're doing right now, is to do lives, do more Facebook lives. And to hire a team, use a team. Deploying a social media management, community management, and using a tool like AgoraPulse. This is brought to you in partnership with AgoraPulse today. And you can do this listening. You can look at your fans and followers. You can flag and tag them. You can assign them to people. You can have a whole team in here managing your social media engagement. So this is really exciting that that's come out tops. Next, I want to look at video channels. So what video channels is uncovered in this report? 27. Look at this. OMG. Actually, did I get that wrong? I put video channels, YouTube and Facebook 27. I think that's just social media platforms. Well, this is interesting. We're on this page now anyway, because Instagram for the first time has overtaken Facebook in terms of the top social media platform that marketers want to learn more about. And then it was actually the next page 20, 26, 27. Okay. Video channels used by marketers. 57% are using YouTube, 50% using Facebook native, Instagram stories. Isn't that interesting? More people are using Instagram stories than are using Instagram native video. I thought that was really interesting. Oopsies, clicking all over the place here. So YouTube and Facebook are the video channels. Of course, we see that. Video lengths is an interesting one to see. And so we just got finished talking about Facebook's video ranking algorithms, and they want us to create videos of 3 minutes or more. But check this out. According to the Social Media Examiner report, 80% of marketers are creating videos under 3 minutes. Oopsie daisies. We got work to do, friends. We got work to do. The most popular length is 1 to 3 minutes, followed by 16 to 59 seconds. And then this section right here, a significant 80% of marketers are creating videos that are 3 minutes or less. Wow. Okay, well, we've reached a pivot point because Facebook wants us to create, or, it's so funny. Facebook shouts and we all jump. Facebook's asking us to create videos that are 3 minutes or longer. They're going to favor them. They're going to give priority in the news feed, like I say, like we're doing here today, a live. One of the simplest, easiest ways to do longer videos is to do a live broadcast, and then you're over your 3 minute mark. So that's interesting. That's interesting to me. Video orientation. Now, what would you guys guess? Anybody guess? What do you think? Are people doing more vertical or more landscape? What do you think? Let me take a sip of water. I should have put a poll in here, right? You can put polls in. That's another getting people engaged. But in Social Media Examiner survey, checking in on the orientation. Horizontal. You probably knew that. Horizontal. Wait a minute. Page 29. That's the page coming up here. Video orientation. We asked marketers to indicate the orientation of most of their videos. And look at that. 68% of marketers are doing horizontal video. Only 18% are doing vertical, and actually 14 are doing square, which is pretty awesome. I'm excited about that. Yeah, I'm seeing some great comments here. That's funny, Sasha. She says, I can't even say hello in under 3 minutes. Well, that's good. You're fine then. Anna's saying vertical. Nicole's saying square. Anita. Hi, Anita. She's saying, it's funny. Isn't that interesting? Because all of us, I would have thought the same, more vertical. Look at all these votes for vertical. Barry's saying, I'm glad I'm still doing horizontal, right? Yeah. Yeah, exactly, Don. Facebook wants 3 minutes, but the Social Media Examiner says, well, not that it's the most popular. It means that that's the 1 to 3 minutes is currently, that's what marketers are producing. What we're not seeing though is like if we did a comparison, if we had those same marketers go, okay, let's do a data set of your 1 to 3 minute videos versus your 3 minute plus videos. And let's look at that over 6 months as Facebook really dials up this new algorithm change and see, if it's really going to make a big difference. So yeah, and nice one. KM Robinson, she says, I'm creating both horizontal and vertical. Love it. You're doing the right thing. Yeah. Yeah, and Tamara says, all pre-produce are horizontal. When I go live, I go vertical. I think that's a good strategy. Certainly when you're going live with your phone, of course, right? If you're doing a live that's also going on stories, of course, Instagram, default, you want to go vertical. And then Facebook, certainly on your profile, you can use live on the stories format as well as on your profile. Page, I'm not sure. I don't think yet that we can do that we can do Facebook Live stories on pages. I don't know that I've seen that yet. Like to be live on your wall and in your stories at the same time on your business page. So, and Anita, you're absolutely right. Vertical is more immersive. I think that's Mark Zuckerberg's favorite word. Actually, up until 2 years ago, Zuck's favorite word was immersive. Now, his favorite word is private. The future's private, right? The future's private, says Zuck. So anyway, no, this is really interesting data, isn't it? So horizontal there. And I think I do have one more fact to stat for you here. Yeah, live video. So live video, page 30, guess what? 43% of marketers are not doing live video yet. Oh my goodness. And then let's see, I think that's this next page right here. Yeah, live video use. So 34% of marketers are using Facebook, 13% are using Instagram Live, 7% using YouTube Live, 3% Twitter, tiny 1% are using Twitch. Wow, well, that's fascinating. Hey, you know what? I think come next year, and certainly in the next, I want to even say 3 years, over the next 3 years, I think we're going to see an increase in Twitch. Twitch is owned by Amazon. Twitch is predominantly for gamers, but Amazon wants to shake off that reputation of being only for gamers with the Twitch platform. So eventually we might see some big uptick of Twitch users for marketers, content creators. We'll see. But as the report points out here, 43% of marketers are not using live video. They're missing out. But Facebook is still the most popular live platform. So anyway, some really, really great stats and facts in here for you. That was all on video. And then I think I had one more. Yeah, that's my slides. I'll get you those slides. But I also do want to point out a couple of interesting nuggets here, specifically about Facebook that Mike and I were talking offline about. Let's go like this. So for the first time ever, Facebook, and it's funny how Mike's worded it here. Facebook's declining in terms of marketers. He said there's a clear indication that marketers are diversifying away from Facebook for the first time in 5 years. In the last 5 years, Facebook's lost its share as the most important platform for marketers. And now, for the first time ever, Instagram has taken over as the most important platform for marketers. And a big part of that, though, is because of organic. And it's just totally in line with, of course, organic reach is down. It's been crazy making for a lot of marketers to try to just even keep up with all the changes. You all know that to really get results on Facebook, you have to advertise. It's pay to play, right? So that's all fascinating. We were just talking about this in my inner circle group, but I thought this was really interesting as well. That that the messenger bots is declining. Interest in learning more about messenger bots dropped from 45% to 70%. So it was 70% in 2018, and in 2019 it's only 45% of marketers are interested in learning more about messenger bots. So I think that's just regarding bots. Just a quick sidebar on that. I do think that there's still a very, very powerful place for messenger chat bots. It's just that we're having a little bit of a shakeout in the industry in terms of like how to really utilize them well, how to get your businesses and your consumers to look forward to your messenger conversations and broadcast now. They've changed that up. They're absolutely making sure that you have permission at the page level. And I think that maybe they've gotten some complaints from some marketers of just being a little too heavy-handed with that broadcast feature on the messenger bots. So let's see. So now Facebook's now the second most important social platform behind Facebook, and engagement, we talked about that. However, 94% of marketers use Facebook. So even though it's like they want to know more about Instagram, they're still using Facebook big time. Yeah, if I show you this chart right here, hang on, it's taking a second to populate. Commonly used social platforms. So 94% of these 4,800 marketers that were interviewed are using Facebook. Only 73% Instagram, but they really want to go much more in learning about Instagram. Twitter's dropped a little bit. LinkedIn, YouTube is there. Snapchat's way down there. Let's see. There's a whole bunch of great. There's a 47-page report, and you're going to go and take a good study of it in that link that I gave you. Most important social platform. We saw that. 61% is Facebook. Oh no, that's interesting. 61% Facebook and 14% in Instagram. Now I thought that was interesting because that stat earlier where Mike Stelzner was saying that, in terms of Facebook is declining, but only insofar as declining that marketers know they can't do as much with organic marketing, and they have to invest in ads, and they have to understand how to do engaging content. But they're also splitting their time to go, okay, let's put a little more time over into Instagram. There's some B2B and B2C. And that was an interesting one. Organic. Yup. That was an interesting chart. Maybe one more that I wanted to show you in here. Yeah. Social media platforms marketers want to learn more about. So that was that stat we talked about earlier, but this is the actual graph of it. 72% of marketers want to learn more about Instagram, followed by Facebook, which is for the first time in 5 years has dropped to place number 2. Place number 3 is YouTube. LinkedIn is in there, messenger bots, Twitter, Pinterest, Snapchat, way down there. And this is a pretty good representation, of course. Good representation. Videos, we talked about that. I showed you that earlier. Live video, we looked at that. So yeah, I think that's about all we need to cover for this. Take a good look at that platform. That report, the industry report. Mike does a really stupendous job of it. His 11th year in a row. And his background is in white papers and surveys. He's really, really good at that. Yeah. Good. That's great. Yeah, that's good to hear, Tamara. Stephanie's fun. She's a barrel of laughs. Let's see. I'm seeing a question here. Someone wants to know. Okay, Robin, great question. Does Facebook currently, or are they planning to, insert ads that we have no choice over into our longer live videos? What about pre-recorded ones? Thank you. Okay, so Robin, yeah, this is a sticky area, isn't it? Because it's very similar to YouTube. Now, of course, you as the YouTube channel owner and the YouTube video content creator, you get to say to YouTube, I want to monetize these videos. And you sign up and you qualify and you have the partnership and whatever else. I don't profess to know anything about all that. It's not my forte. But with Facebook, it's very similar insofar as you do need to qualify. You have to have a certain number of views, a certain number of fans, likes, followers. I think it's 3,000 off the top of my head. I need to look it up for you. And then I've forgotten what it is. I need to look it up. But it's certain criteria that you meet. Then when you meet the monetization eligibility, then absolutely that videos will be inserted into your lives. I don't think they're doing so much with lives, but definitely with the recorded videos. Facebook, let me just find this out because I want to know this too. They used to make it really front and center, right? Every time you go to your page, they would be like, find out if you qualify, see if you're eligible. Let's see. Oh yeah, earn money with Facebook ad breaks. Here it is right here, friends. Yep, see if you qualify. So that is it. It's just here's the URL. I'll just put this right here. Find out if you qualify for video ad breaks. I'll put the little URL right there, and I'm just going to click through to one of my pages. Okay. All right, so here's the criteria. I'll share this. And let me take your comment off, Robin, so we can see this. All right, so to get, so not eligible. Actually, at one point I was eligible. It just depends. So you need 10,000 followers, unfortunately. Right now, the minimum requirement is 10,000. I think they increased that. I don't think it was 10,000 before. But here's the kicker, is that you need 1 minute views for 3-minute videos. I think they've changed that too. In the last 60 days, you needed 30,000 1-minute views on videos that are at least 3 minutes long. And then they've got your other, the country, and your eligibility just means that you're adhering to their standards. So this is the main one that's really hard. And I haven't done a whole lot of video. I've been on the road traveling, doing events. And so I just haven't done as much live or video in the last several weeks. But in terms of, and Robin and everybody, I want to do a little bit more research for that to find out exactly what choice you as the content creator have over what ads. I know for sure that there's a place on Facebook that you can sign up and say that you do not want certain categories of ads. Okay, so there's certain complete categories you can say, do not ever put those kinds of ads into my videos. So that's a good thing. All right, so yeah, and in Adara, it's a really good point. It's just, you can qualify, and then if your views drop, you'll be disqualified. As I think I'm almost positive, and I should have taken a screenshot, but that they had put a big banner up and said, I'd fully qualified, and so now it's like, what the heck? Then all of a sudden, I'm not eligible. Haven't done enough videos. That's what I mean, right? This whole game is like, come on, Facebook's cracking the whip. Come on, more video. We don't have enough billions of dollars. I know, right, Tamara? I know this is a thing that's going to take the Facebook audience quite some time to get used to being interrupted with ads. We are used to it on television. I don't know, traditional television now is very different, although they do have forced ads, right? I got Amazon Prime, we got Netflix, but Amazon Prime, you go to watch a new series or something, and they force you to watch a little trailer for one of their other shows, and you can't skip, you can't pause, you can't rewind, nothing. You're forced to watch that. So we're in an era where we have to know that these ads are there. So when it comes to Facebook, eventually we will all just get used to it. We really will, unfortunately, like I say, hashtag resistance is futile. Oh, Sasha, now I do qualify for the fan subscriptions, and I think that's a really awesome new tool, and I definitely want to make use of it. I think it's kind of cool. It's very similar to Patreon, and I think that I want to set it up and to be able to give some exclusive content for a nominal amount. I think that'd be great. I've seen some folks doing that. It works real well. So if you have the fan subscription option, I would recommend test it out. Take it for a whirl. Yeah, Pam, she's saying I stop a video on YouTube. I have YouTube blockers because they're a pain. It's okay at the beginning, but in the middle, I know. And they show you, right? They show you the little markers of when it's coming up. And I think it's only going to get more and more. Thank you, Carrie. Yeah, I know. Instagram's the way to go. Isn't it funny? I've said this a few times, but Facebook did a study last year in the US, and they found of the people they surveyed, 50% of them did not know that Facebook owns Instagram. And so all the troubles that Facebook's faced over the last like 2 years or so, with all the scandals and the negativity and the lack of trust and the privacy and the data breaches, it's almost like Instagram's sitting over here like the darling of social media, and people are blissfully unaware that it's owned by Facebook. So anyway. Yeah, Jennifer, good point. I don't know that for certain, and I need to find that out. I need to do a little bit more research on this subject. It's a really good point. Yeah. Okay. Let's take one or two last questions here. That's great. Yeah, groups. Definitely you can do groups. Yeah, so Robin's asking, is it advisable to publish the same video in different formats using a tool? I think you mean a tool like Wave. Yeah, why not? Absolutely. You know, one of my favorite things to do is to record a landscape video, and then I go into Wave, and then I create like the letterbox. You just like shrink it up a little bit. So then you have the bar square, you go with the square format, but it's still the landscape video inside of the square. And you put the black bar, or it doesn't have to be black, whatever color you want, white, blue, you know, you see Jay Shetty doing that all the time. And it's a fun way to do it. You could do it square or you could do it vertical. For those of you that are in my challenge, come on in. If you're not in yet, we still have time to catch up. It's only 7 days, a 7-day video challenge, and we're making a different video format every day. We did a square, we did a landscape, we're doing a cover video. And then I am going to be teaching how to do that format, that letterbox format, where you have the variety of size videos, whatever size you want, but you can do a vertical or you can do square, and you put they call it letterbox with the text top and bottom. All right, friends? That's true, Carrie. Carrie is right. If you get over any initial apprehension about live, it's so much easier. Yeah. Exactly. It is. And sometimes you can just practice with a few friends, practice in a secret group with nobody or one person. LinkedIn Live, I haven't used it yet, Pam, but I've heard some good things talking about LinkedIn Live. So, yeah. Coolio. Okay, so friends, as I mentioned, this wonderful broadcast here today, talking all about the Facebook algorithms, this right here, the updates to video rankings, as well as Social Media Examiner's 11th annual report, is brought to you in partnership with my wonderful friends at AgoraPulse. And you can check out agorapulse.com/Mari Smith. I have a lovely broadcast here of how to get out of social media overwhelm. And as it says right here, my friends at AgoraPulse, that I rightly point out that trying to manage social media posts and activity manually is insanity. So that's why you want to use a terrific tool to publish, to schedule, to monitor, and to listen, and also reports. I got to show you the reports before I hop off here. I will show you my reports on Twitter, because I actually really like to be able to see at a glance. You can see, and you can change the date. This is just the last month, but you can do whatever time period, and it's going to show you your tweets, your engagement, some fun tweets like this. Oh, or you can look at your content. I find this really, really interesting. So I can look at my content, and let me just do this for the heck of it. I'm going to go back up all the way to January. So I'm going to go for this whole year, January 1st to whatever today is, May 7th. There we go. So now I'm going to just look at all of 2019. This is Twitter, and I'm going to sort this column by retweets. Or I could sort by likes. Actually, it's the same, interestingly enough, it's almost the same stats. The same amount of likes similarly. my most retweeted post is talking about, interestingly enough, my Facebook content marketing recommendation. 70% video, 20% images, and 10% links or status updates. And then you can just see at a glance, okay, well, that's a good tweet to read. Well, obviously we have retweeted it. Here's another one. There's a study by BuzzSumo. Most engaging type of Facebook post in 2018 was video. How cool is that? So I just love those reports that you can do in here. You can export it CSV, all kinds of great things that you can do using AgoraPulse. So friends, always a joy to hang out with you. Anything else I can help you with, let me know. Oh, I just saw a couple other questions I have to answer. Red Phoenix is saying, can you schedule a post to IGTV with this program? That is a really good question. And let me just double check here. Because I need to check with Mike. I think if Mike is still here, Mike Alton is here, I think you might not be able to. You definitely can video. Let me tell you this, 100% you can do video, right? Here I am on the Instagram. You can put your video right here. You can even schedule your stories. And when you go to post a story, it will push it over to your mobile device so that you can then add tags, locations, stickers, polls, all that good stuff. That has to be done inside of the app, which I recommend that you do because those increase engagement on stories and visibility. But actually scheduling into IGTV, I don't think they even have the API open, right? But you can do IGTV by desktop. Right, friends? So it's right here. If you go to your Instagram desktop and you've got IGTV, click the tab right there and go to upload. You can totally upload on desktop. Makes it much easier if you want. I don't mind doing it on desktop. I mean on mobile. I quite like being able to do a longer IGTV video. I did this a few times while I was traveling, and then it puts a preview. It puts like a 1-minute preview, posts it as a native post on your Instagram feed. Which is kind of cool. That's great. Yeah, that's good. You guys are talking about Pinterest video too. Love it. Sweet. I love it. Okay, friends, have a wonderful rest of your day, morning, afternoon, evening. We'll see you again real soon the next time. Take care. Bye for now.